Good morning, everybody. This is Steve Breach coming to you. This is me in my car talking about CM Punk and Kofi Kingston. The reason I'm coming to you with this video today is because I watched a video last night coming from two of my best friends right now in the whole entire world, Luke Cage and in Zach We Trust, aka WWE Punk fan. But they are making a new string of videos, much like Miguel and I. Freaking 88, we have our unnamed podcast that we put up. They're going to be doing the same thing, and they put up a really good show yesterday. The PrimeTime Podcasters is the name of their show. It is on the Luke Cage 29 channel, and honestly, it was my favorite video that was put up yesterday. I put up a string of tweets on Twitter begging people to make YWC videos, because honestly, the way I look at it, the way I feel is that the YWC is dying. You can take it back to when the Boston Brothers made their video talking about why people don't make videos anymore, and it relates a lot to Twitter and just being able to get your thoughts out like that just instantaneously, instead of having to go get your camera and then load your video onto your computer and then upload it to YouTube, and the next thing you know, the one thing you thought of is 2 hours old and it's finally uploaded onto YouTube. I know a lot of people don't like to make raw reviews or anything like that anymore, but honestly, if you're a person out there and you're really thinking about, making videos, this time right now is the time to make videos. The time that you're going to upload videos and you're going to get the most hits. Because if you tag your videos correctly, there's a lot of people out there right now that are getting into watching wrestling because it's WrestleMania season. Each week we get closer, the circle of people gets bigger and bigger, because there's people out there that just don't like the wrestling product anymore, but they're going to come back for WrestleMania every year, and they don't want to buy a show that they don't know nothing about. They're going to want to look for something, and if they're not watching Monday Night Raw, they're going to be looking on YouTube to try and get a fan's perspective of what's going on. So that's why you're supposed to be doing this stuff. You don't have to be the Steven Spielberg of the YWC. Nobody cares about your directing or editing skills. You could do it like me, where you're sitting in your car when you have 5 minutes. No one wants to hear that I'm the busiest man in the world, because I'm not. But I have responsibilities when I'm at work. And I just find time to make videos when I can. Billy Paz taught me this. 9 times out of 10, he's not even going to watch my video. He's going to turn it on, he's going to listen to it while he's doing something else. Like today when I get home, I have to fill out all this insurance paperwork for when I get home. I don't want to sit there and be reading this stuff and just bored out of my mind. I'm hopefully going to put on some videos or some podcasts or something like that and be listening to something while I'm doing it. I'm not going to have 100% of my attention on it, but at least I'm going to be, having something on while I'm doing it. Last night I was folding laundry in what used to be the Wrestle Center, and I was listening to some stuff. That was the one reason why I really wanted people to make videos. So, that was my 3-minute rant. Please make more videos, put them up there. If you send me a link to it on Twitter, I'll try my best to check it out. The worst case scenario, if I'm not able to, I'll retweet it so some people out there might be able to check it out for you. But here we go. On the Primetime Podcasters, they talked at good length about Luke found a interview with Kofi Kingston where he thought he was a borderline main eventer. He was just looking for somebody to hand him the ball. He felt like he can go out there and he could have a good match with anybody. Kofi Kingston is a guy that I honestly never been able to wrap my head around his character. I don't really know what it is. I'm not going to say that he hasn't had times where he surprises me, but when a Kofi Kingston match is on, unless it's the other person in there that's grabbing my attention, Kofi really doesn't really grab it all that much. I'm waiting for him to do that one Superman-like spot where he jumps off the top rope and gives somebody the double arm axe handle or something like that. But I've just never been able to grab my hand around it. The few times that I've been close, he just ruins it for me. If I can go back to, I believe it was Money in the Bank 2010. Everybody is all laid out except Kofi Kingston, and he has a chance to get his ladder in the ring, climb up and grab that briefcase, and he can be the number 1 contender anytime he wants to and have that title shot. That is what everybody works for in wrestling. Kofi sets the damn ladder up, jumps off and puts Drew McIntyre through the announce table. Yeah, it got put on the DVD cover. Yeah, it's a memorable spot that most people are going to remember for a long time. You had a chance to win the match, and you decided to take it out on Drew McIntyre, a guy you didn't have a feud with or anything. You were out of the match after that. You never got up. He never got up. And if it was 2010, that means Miz climbed up and he won the match because of you. he's a bad guy, you're a good guy. Why are you helping him out? It doesn't make any sense at all. You should be always looking to win the match, not just try to get one big spot so that way, you know, you get put on the DVD cover, or maybe you get put on the trailer before all the DVDs saying, do not try this at home. Kofi, to me, is never going to be more than anything of a mid-carder. If they wanted this guy to be a main eventer, he wouldn't be stuck in some no-nonsense tag team. And they've done it to him twice with Air Boom, where, yeah, they were the tag champions, and they put him with whatever they called him in R-Truth. They were the tag champions too, but it wasn't like they were the focus of the show. If you go over and you flip on Impact, you got two guys, Austin Aries and Robert Roode. They're, you know, cemented as main eventers, but yet there's nothing for them. They're not going to turn them to fight each other just to fight them because they're two great heels, and they need those heels at the top, even though Bully Ray is your champion right now, and he is a heel. So they put them as a tag team, and they're featured every week. If they're not the main event, they're the semi-main, and you always got to care about them because they always give them time. They always give them a promo. It's not like they're just wasted talent sitting at the bottom waiting for their chance, you know, to come around. I know TNA, they like to put all their guys on the roster and they spin the spindle around, and when it lands on them, they're like, oh, time to make this guy hot again. You know, that they're not doing that with these tag teams with Kofi. You know, they reunited him and R-Truth for 1 week after R-Truth came running down to help Kofi out after Team Rhodes Scholars. We're going to try to put the boots to him, and they didn't even start a feud with the Team Rhodes Scholars. He's just cemented in this spot where, yeah, we're going to feature you, yeah, because people like you, but we don't believe in you to go to the top. If you were to get to that top, you would be fighting in singles matches, putting yourself over, not you know curtain jerking with your tag team. Now the second topic they talked about was CM Punk. Honestly, it was a lot of stuff about how, you know, CM Punk had his long title reign, and some people think he's getting gypped on a spot in WrestleMania. There's a lot of people out there saying that maybe it should be a three-way. You should be, you know, featuring your three top guys of your company, and people are dogging on WrestleMania because, you know, last one was built around once in a lifetime, and now you get twice in a lifetime, pretty much. You know, after everybody was promised to come down to this one thing. And now you're pretty much looking at it like Cena has to win. You're making your main event real predictable. If you would have added CM Punk in there, you could still have Cena win, but it wouldn't be as predictable as it was. Luke, I believe, even took a shot at The Undertaker, saying that Undertaker wanted to show up to have this match, and he was sort of feeling like Undertaker was, I believe the word he used was selfish. But go watch their damn video anyways. I wouldn't be making this video if it wasn't about them. But I believe that CM Punk with The Undertaker, it's going to help CM Punk out in the long run. Yeah, it doesn't make sense because everybody in the world is going to pick CM Punk to lose this match. Obviously, Undertaker's 20-0, and he's going to go 21-0. They're never going to take the Undertaker streak away from him. If they would have, it would have happened before. They would have had Orton beat him. They would have had Triple H beat him. You would have had Shawn Michaels beat him. One of those guys would have beat him. CM Punk could reach to the top or to be with those guys. Maybe he's even higher than Randy Orton is. But I believe that, you know, when the Orton match came around, a lot of people were looking at Orton to beat him because Orton was looked at like he was the future. Like, you know, people were never going to start and never going to get tired of this guy. They were going to push him to the end of the days. But it sort of ran out. Everybody saw through Randy Orton. Well, I can say it. People like me saw through Randy Orton, and it looks like every damn match is the same. Yet he has millions of fans all over the place, and people don't recognize that they're not going to push this guy because of his problems here and there. But I don't know. As far as I go, CM Punk said his lifelong goal in wrestling, and he won't stop until he is the main event, until he closes the show on WrestleMania. The way that contracts are set up right now, I don't even know when a chance for CM Punk to close the show out to be. He is going to have to try to make this Undertaker storyline as great as possible. Because, I mean, they've already put out the DVD cover for WrestleMania 29. They showed us what they'll look like. It's got Cena. It's got Rock on the cover. Obviously, if you're going to put those guys at the very top and make them featured on the cover of the DVD, you already have it cemented that is going to be the main event. But if you make this something people really care about, much like I believe when you look at WrestleMania 24, I don't really think that Undertaker and Edge had the biggest feud, but it got to close the show out, and I think it was the tip of the hat to Undertaker, and saying that he hadn't closed the show out in a while, and he really deserved it because of his place in the company. Now, Punk had the title for a long, long damn time. That is very respectable, and that's very, very great. But, I mean, The Rock is the main event. He is what everybody is tuning in for week after week. He is Mr. Movie Star. He is bigger than anybody on his WWE roster, hands down. He is the guy that is going to bring in the mainstream attraction from Access Hollywood and Extra and this, that, and the other. And that is the reason, honestly, why he deserves to be in that spot, because of how many people he's brought back to wrestling just by doing that. And if Stone Cold can ever lace up those boots and get on TV one more time to set up one more match, people are going to come back even more in groves. I don't think Rock is the biggest star we've ever had, but I mean, you got to give it to him for what he's done to make people flip on the channel on USA on Monday nights to see if he's going to be on the show, and maybe even buy the pay-per-view to see him have that one more match. I mean, when he came back for that first match at Survivor Series, people didn't tune in as many people as they thought they did, but when WrestleMania 28 rolled around and it was him and Cena in the ring, you can tell that a lot of people came back to wrestling. And that's all I want as a wrestling fan is to have more people to talk about. So I wouldn't. Well, I'm not gonna say if people started watching wrestling in groves, I wouldn't talk to you guys anymore through making videos. But the one reason I make videos and talk about it so much is because I can't go into work and talk to people about it. There's 2 people in there, but they're just casual wrestling fans, and if I was to talk to them about the stuff in the dirt sheets, I'd blow their minds, and they probably wouldn't want to watch the shows anymore. The same thing when I talk to my cousin. He's a big wrestling fan. He's 8 years old, but I don't know how to tell him, because he keeps on thinking for the longest time that Triple H really was retired and never was coming back, and I didn't know how to tell him that he's married to the guy in charge of it, and he's going to be running the show sooner than later, and he's not going anywhere. But everybody have a good day. Thank you very much. Make sure to check out the PrimeTime Podcasters. It'll be a damn good show, and you'll enjoy it. 15 minutes of awesome wrestling action.